Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well and are taking good care of yourselves. So for today, I will be discussing part 3 of pioneering an online ESL career. And the subtopic is lesson planning. Basically, it boils down to pre-planning what you'll teach your students in a lesson. This helps the teacher to be more organized, which will be very beneficial for the students. Because if you don't plan and prepare, you'll just be rambling on and on and on, which is definitely not a good look for the teacher, and you don't want to seem unprofessional for you to be able to attract more clients. Remember, I don't have formal teaching experience. I've only tutored my cousin and my niece, so please do more research regarding this lesson planning thing. And yeah, it'll just help you to be a better lesson planner and to be able to deliver your lessons properly. And the little information I share with you guys is from when I completed my TESOL certificate with International Open Academy. So at the end of this video, I will share websites where you can download lesson plans and be the best ESL online teacher you can be. Let's get into today's topic. As I've said, that today I'll be showing you how to plan a lesson. So the first slide, as you can see, it's written lesson plan. So it's basically the information that you will need to conduct the actual lesson. Then as you can see, grade level elementary, so it means that this individual or learner is in primary school, beginner A plus. It means that they have a bit of knowledge regarding the English language. Number of students will depend on the size of your class. Lesson topic is what the lesson for that day is based on. So for this specific lesson, it will be what's this, and the targeted subject matter is indefinite articles. Previous class, so this is like the first lesson, so there will be no like previous topic. Additional handouts will be flashcards, and then objectives, what you want the students to know by the end of the lesson. And as you can see, those are the two objectives that this specific lesson plan has. So by the end of this lesson, it means that you want your students to know those two things. Okay, key expressions are phrases that relate to what you want the student or students to learn. So what's this? It's a or an. So what's this will be like the main question that you'll be asking the students, and the second sentence will be the response to that question. So okay, key vocabulary that relates to, it's vocabulary that relates to the lesson, and those are the 10 words. And it doesn't always have to be like 10 words, it'll just depend on your lesson and what you want your students to learn. Okay, let's move on to the next section. So the introduction. Your introduction shouldn't like really be long. It'll be like a maximum of 5 minutes. And here, as you can see, you're just having like a conversation with the students. Either you will do a warm-up or a review if you've had a previous lesson with that particular student. If not, then you'll just do a warm-up just to break the ice between you and your new student or students. Okay, so let's get into the next section. So this one is development, and with this one there are three subsections, which are presentation, practice, and production. So it's a triple P. That is like easy to remember, right? So under presentation, you will tell your students what the lesson is about and what the topic is about and why you chose this specific topic. This is so that your student knows why they are learning what they are learning, right? Unless, of course, the student requested that they would like to learn that specific topic, you know? And just to be clear on everything, so now let's just read off of the slide. Okay. Now that we are done with the warm up, let's get into today's lesson and learn how to use indefinite articles. For today's lesson, we will focus on two indefinite articles, which are a and n. However, like I suggest that you simplify everything for a beginner. Like the simpler the better, but do not lose the grammatical structure, because that is also very important when teaching. Okay. First, what are indefinite articles? Indefinite article a or n is used before a singular noun that is unknown or has no identity. So a is used before a consonant sound. So words that start with B, C, Z, W, what else? D, those are words that start with consonant sounds. And then N is used before a vowel sound. The vowels are A, E, I, O, U. So for this, I suggest that you should invest in a whiteboard, so that you'll be able to write the vocabulary words and fill in the missing word or indefinite article as you go along. So 1, a chair. 2, a dog. 3, a pen. 4, a bag. 5, a glass of water. The first 5 words have a consonant sound. That is why we are using a. 6, an elephant. 7, an orange. 8, an English storybook. 9, an apple. 10, an umbrella. The last 5 words have vowel sounds. That is why we are using the indefinite article an. Now you have to get the student to repeat after you. A chair. And then you would use TPR to get the student to repeat what you've just said to them. TPR is an integral part of online teaching, or when you are teaching a student who doesn't know a specific language, because TPR first stands for total physical response. So you'll be using hand gestures and facial expressions and body language so that the student or students will be able to sort of get what you were saying without actually telling the student, repeat after me. So for my next video, I will be doing like do an actual lesson and incorporate a lot of TPR so that you guys can have an idea of what you're supposed to do when you are teaching. Okay, subsection number two, which is practice. So here you're basically instilling what you taught the student or students. This is to see if they actually understand what you taught them. Okay, so now I'll just read off of the slide. Show the student a picture or actual item from the vocabulary words and ask, "What's this?" Then you say, "It's an umbrella." Then tell the student you'll show them different items and they have to tell you what it is. So basically, you'll just do one or two examples and then you will ask the student the different items from the vocabulary words in no particular order, just for you to be able to see if they'll be able to recognize that specific items or they will know what it is. And yeah, here again, you still have to use TPR. It's very important to use TPR without actually having to say to the student, "Tell me what this is." You'll just ask the key expression, "What's this?" And the simple sentence that the student has to use to reply is, "It's an umbrella." Right. So already the two objectives are being fulfilled in this lesson. Okay, now we are down to the last P, which is production. I'll just read off of the slide. Give learners activities and explain what's required of them. Activity 1. Indefinite articles. Fill in the gaps with the correct article, a or an. Okay, so for this activity, it's either you will send PDF version of activity 1 to your student, or you can have a whiteboard and write out the sentences and leave blanks where there is supposed to be the correct article. And then it could be more of like a verbal test type of thing. And when you are done with that, depending on the amount of time you have with the student, you can do activity 2. So I'll just read out what is written. What's this? A speaking activity where the teacher asks questions about the different items the teacher will show the students. Go over the language structure and give a simple example. You may use items mentioned in activity 1 or random items. So you can write out the examples on a whiteboard or a piece of paper and just show it to the student. What's this? And the item can either be on a flashcard or it can be an actual physical item. What's this? It's an umbrella. Example number 2. What's this? It's a key. And then from then onwards, you can ask the student or students the question, "What's this?" And they'll have to answer using the correct sentence that was used during the lesson. And from these two activities, um, their two main objectives have been fulfilled or they have been met. So these two activities are to assess whether your student or students understand the work that was done during the lesson or if they didn't understand the work. And that is where you will see where you have to make improvements or you are actually doing a great job and the students are learning what they're supposed to be learning. Oh, and I almost forgot. Having a reward system is very important as it encourages the student or students to want to learn more and they look forward to class because they know that if they do well, they will be rewarded. So it's kind of like positive reinforcement. It's just one of the many systems you can use, and you can use a star or ice cream scoops. Every time a child or a student gets a correct answer, you give them a star and make sure that you use one type of reward system at a time because you don't want to confuse the student. And yeah, that's all. Okay, for the closing, you can play a game just to make the class fun and enjoyable. And you guys, you can be creative with this last part, and it's also for like 5 minutes. And if you don't know any fun games to play, you can search for books with fun games on PDF Drive. I will leave the link in the description box below, and you can check it out and find what works for you or what works for your teaching style. And after that, you can even give your students homework. Homework that will make sure that they are reinforcing what they've learned in class. And lastly, evaluation of objectives. So here, it's where you assess whether the objectives have been met when you are teaching your student or students. And you will have to make an assessment or observation based on the two activities that you gave the students and the way they were engaging when you were teaching the lesson. So from there, you'll be able to see whether the student or students understand the work. If not, you'll have to change your lessons in a way that will be easier to learn or find out from the student what difficulties they experience and work on those. Or the assessments will actually tell you what difficulties they have. But you can just ask the student just so that they can feel comfortable talking to you and they can book another lesson with you. And also note that these difficulties will differ from student to student, so you'd have to adapt a teaching style that caters to majority of student. Or you can tailor make lessons for every student that you would teach. If it's a one-on-one type of lesson situation, or even if it's a class of students, you just have to find a way to make everything work. Yeah, guys, I think that's about it. So, I hope that this will be very helpful in planning your lessons, and if there is anything that I left out, please don't be shy to leave your comments in the comment section below or inbox me on my socials and I will answer the questions that you have to the best of my abilities. And yeah, guys, once again, thank you very much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until next time, much love. Mwah.